People with only a passing knowledge of the Manson case usually don't realize that the Beach Boys recorded one of Manson's songs and released it as the B-side of their cover of the old Ursel Hickey 1958 hit Bluebirds Over the Mountain, a song about lost love. Manson's song was originally entitled Cease to Exist, a Scientology reference and not necessarily a homicidal one, but the boys retitled it Never Learn to Love, which comes from the song's lyrics, and changed the line Cease to Exist to the more seductive Cease to Resist. This song later made it onto the group's album 2020 in 1969, but by this time the reference to Charles Manson was deleted. Again, from Sinister Forces, A Grimoire of American Political Witchcraft, Book 1, The Nine by Peter Lavenda. Hello and welcome to another edition of the Stench of Truth. I saw two things noted by the Associated Press, and I needn't tell you that the Associated Press is one of the media conglomerates. Now, in the very first instance, the Associated Press did an in-depth investigation into the climategate fiasco and predictably sided with those who continue to support the idea of man-made global warming. Now, there has been discussion, even in comments on my videos, about whether or not man is contributing to or the leading factor in climate change. But the bottom line in all of this, in my humble opinion, is that there are scientists, legitimate, accredited scientists, who have degrees, who are not beholden to any group or industry, who have serious questions about whether man is contributing to or has a great effect on the climate of the world. And the very fact that there is question as to the validity of that theory is enough to cause pause. And that's the only thing that I want to iterate to you. That if it is shown that man is contributing to or the leading cause of global warming, and it is shown that global warming is something that is actually happening, that is not just a cycle of nature, that is not just radiation from the fucking sun, and the carbon dioxide in the atmosphere rising is the result of global warming, or the other way around. Even Al Gore said that CO2 was a product of global warming. And that should not be a surprise, really, because one of the largest contributors of CO2 is the fucking oceans. And guess what? When the sun hits the ocean, it heats it up. Guess what comes off? Carbon fucking dioxide. So as long as there's a question, we need to have completely independent scientists take absolutely raw data, unfiltered, unbiased, and do a completely new study before you decide you're going to have some kind of monolithic tax scheme that's going to put everybody in the fucking poorhouse in this country and every country around the world. Before you decide to make multi-billionaires of people who have no need for fucking money, like Al Gore and like the Rothschilds, who are going to be the brokers in any big carbon exchange. And if you're going to talk about carbon credits and having a profit-making scheme off of something that's supposedly a life or death issue for people, that makes me puke. If, in fact, this was a mandate to do something to save the planet or to save the people, then why is there not a mandate put on the fact that no fucking profits can be made off of it? Let's start from scratch. I refuse to believe that we're living in a doomsday time where time is of the essence and something has to be done right now. Because if we shut everything off right now, guess what? CO2 is still going to keep rising. So you can't stop it. And there's no reason to until we decide whether or not there's something to it. So I say, let's start from scratch and let's find out the truth. How can that be bad? And if something needs to be done down the road, then I say, no fucking profits off of it. Do it as a humanitarian fucking thing. And tell all these fuckers like Al Gore to shove it. You're not going to get rich off of this. Period. The other thing, miraculously enough, the AP comes out with some internal documents from Monsanto which show its activities in trying to crush its competition. And it's quite amazing, really, when you look at it. I can't believe that they're actually publishing the story, because Monsanto is going about systematically destroying every fucking independent seed producer by planting their patented genetic material into so much of the food that is grown that very soon they're going to have the entire corner on all the seed that is grown. Now, I didn't read the entire article to know exactly to what depths this goes. It may just be a somewhat scarce story just to stir up a little bit of waves to kind of make people look away from some of the other issues that are going on. I don't know. But the fact of the matter is that Monsanto is a fucking giant monstrosity. And the very fact that we are coming to the point right now where we have to rely upon genetically modified food in order to meet food needs tells me that we are living in very precarious times when it comes to food. And food is one of the essential things about life. And further, this kind of thing should not be put into the hands of one corporation. It shouldn't be put in the hands of a fucking corporation, period. Because the only thing they care about is profits. They do not care about people. They do not care about the starving. No matter what kind of propaganda they put out, the only thing they care about is patenting shit so that they can profit off of it. And if it comes down the road where we have to rely upon a genetically modified seed because it can withstand a certain kind of environment, then everybody has to fucking buy it. Monsanto rakes in the fucking billions, even as people who can't afford it die. So why is this not also something that should be denuded from profit? Food is a staple and necessary thing for life, and the very fundamental thing for human survival. And for Monsanto to try and usurp farmers and seed producers in a very surreptitious, evil, and nefarious way is just diabolical. So, fuck Monsanto. Thank you.